Welcome to a special episode of Bleav in Falcons. Of course, you know me. I'm Ovie Mughelli. We have Michael the Burner Turner. And ladies and gentlemen, we have as a guest on this show somebody that I looked up to when I was in high school. I wasn't even fullback yet, but I appreciated his work as a tailback fullback hybrid. And it was one of the first jerseys I actually purchased. And now I get a chance to interview him on my show, me and Mike's show. It's my show. Bleav in Falcons. So Mike Alstott, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Alstott, one of the greatest fullbacks to ever play the game. Tampa Bay legend.
Welcome.
Great to have you, Mike.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I feel a little old as you do the introduction. Of,
you don't look old though.
As a kid, I had his jersey.
Right.
I mean, I was in high school, and one of my first jerseys was a Mike Alstott jersey. You were on the cover of Madden, weren't you?
I'm sorry?
Were you on the cover of Madden? Or am I just making it up?
No, I was on.
You would cover some game I played.
NFL Blitz.
Thank you. There you go. NFL Blitz.
It was an NFL Blitz. So something to do that. Yeah.
Something to do that. Well, Mike, thanks for coming on, and don't get on us too hard because we have a big Falcons Bucks game on Thursday Night Football. Everybody's gonna be watching to see if the Falcons are going to find a way to lose again, but everybody's gonna be really gonna watch it because it's a game where you guys have to win because the Bucks have been doing great, but recently y'all have had a slide. Baker's not doing what Baker Mayfield does. You're almost looking like how we looked last year, where we were 6-2, 6-3 with Kirk Cousins. We were on top of the world. Kirk Cousins was swagging and surfing, had the chains, and then we just fell off. And now you guys had a good lead, and for whatever reason, things haven't been going your way, and now you have the Panthers that are neck and neck with you. We can't even say the Panthers are the Panthers because they've been playing lights out recently, and it's been surprising people. Beat us twice.
Well, the whole league in general is surprising this year in the teams that you would never expected to be anything this year, right? You know, the Panthers, the Jags. You got, nobody thought that the Patriots are going to come in and just do what they're doing. And other teams also, right? It just seems like, and all the teams that were leading it for the last 10 years are, taking a back seat a little bit or struggling a little bit more and stuff like that. But as far as the Bucks, we're in a slump. We're in a little slide right now. There's no question about it. The best thing about it, if you look at any kind of positiveness, we control our destiny, right? We control our destiny. But we thought that last week too when we were going to go play in New Orleans, and New Orleans is coming in our house, right? And we gave up that one. But and it's always, I was just looking at a couple statistics or something. Is like we haven't beat Atlanta 2 times since 21 in the same season, right?
Well, you have a good chance this time. There's a high chance you might have this week.
But I mean, come on, it's
division games are always tough.
No, it's tough. Like any given day, and you know that, right? You guys both know that. As far as any given Sunday, right, is what's going to happen, and how many people lost their bet last week on the Bucks New Orleans game, right? It's come down the last 4 weeks, December football, and it's going to be interesting. Raheem Morris, good friend of mine, great guy, great coach and everything like that. Starting quarterback goes down, and I think the one telltale positive thing that's happened is Robinson. He's balling, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's balling, but it's just he's going to come in here, and everybody's going to be cranked up. Thursday night national television football, and so it's going to be interesting.
You're right. So how you and talking about that on that subject, how you feel about playing back-to-back division games and lose and dropping the first one? Like how does that affect y'all coming into Thursday night? You think is more focused?
Back. I mean, we got, if you took last week, which was I think the 5 more weeks as of last week, right? I think we have 4 of the last 5 weeks. We have division games. You know what I mean? They're gonna make it. We play Carolina, then Miami, and then Carolina again to finish off the season. It could be a situation where it's that last game in January, I think January 4th or whenever that last game is like we're going to be, playing for all the marbles, right? It's going to be like, we're going to be saying who's going to the playoffs and who's winning this division. And it's always seems like the NFC South has always been the less dominant division for many, many years now and stuff like that. Everybody's making it with I remember when I think Tom Brady's last year, I think we got in 9-8. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something crazy like that, yeah.
And so like 9-8 wouldn't even sniffed in the wild card situation if you didn't win the division, right? So
right.
So it's gonna be interesting. I have just as you guys, it's the same thing. Your key guys are beat up and not playing and IR and. But again, though, we all played the game, right? And it's like no excuses, right? And we got to come there. We got to figure out how to win, and we're all pros, and we're all getting paid millions of dollars to be able to perform, right? And to win games on Sunday. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, and it's Thursday night football, and it's our last celebration of our 50th year with the throwback uniforms on. So it's gonna be like
creamsicles, right? Those creamsicles.
Yeah, the creamsicles. Yeah, exactly.
I love and hate those. I absolutely love and hate those. I hate them because they're awful.
I love them though. I love them, man.
They're hideous, Mike.
I played 96 though. 96.
It's the nostalgia. It's the nostalgia.
Yeah, 96. I played in it. I guess I was just a guy that didn't care what I had on. Right?
True.
I had brown and white on in high school. So we had a great tradition, right? We kicked everybody's asses, right? And stuff like that. And it was just like brown and white, and everybody's like, "You got the ugliest uniform." We're getting the W's. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Well, I have a great memory. My the year I went to the Pro Bowl, that was probably my signature touchdown run against the Bucks. We were creamsicle jerseys, and my big 250-pound behind actually hurdled one of your defenders. Like, I don't know how I got my body up over it. I have a great picture where he just dove right between my legs. And I hurdled him over. Then he tripped me up a little bit. I stumbled. And I dove for the end zone and had a big celebration.
There was never a chance in my playing day where I even, other than going over the goal line, if it was on the 1 yard line or the inch yard line, if I was going to get over, you know what I mean, to ever hurdle a guy. I mean, like what we saw last year with Barkley, right?
Saquon, yeah.
I mean, it's like, what the heck? I mean, where's it even come in your head, right? It's like that.
Right.
It was just natural. It's instincts. I'm a natural athlete, Mike, but you were top heavy. Like, when I watched you, your pads looked like they weighed 50 pounds, and you ran.
Everything weighed 50 pounds, Coach. Everything weighed 50 pounds.
True.
My combat boots, my freaking helmet. I had the old bike helmet with the double bladder and everything like that. I think it was 20 pounds itself. But whatever worked, right? Back then, technology wasn't as good as it is now.
You was doing the thing out there, man. I was love watching you play too, along with Ovie. So I picked up some of that running style, running through people and everything like that. Is you one of the guys? It's like you, like I'm talking about your style, like William Floyd. Mm-hmm. I was like Tom Rathman ran the ball a little bit from fullback. So it was like y'all was those guys. Y'all put in a different generation of fullbacks.
Absolutely.
That could be also tailbacks a little bit. So I think I appreciate that.
No, it was good. Everybody's always like, "What do you consider yourself?" You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know,
running back,
just a running back, fullback, whatever. Just a guy that's going to go out there and do whatever's asked to do at the time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And play the game that you love and live your dreams and be a part of a strong fraternity in that locker room. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And be a part of guys that you cherish for the rest of your life. I mean, just like you guys and your teams and everything like that. You guys have a bond. You know what I mean? You guys are doing some great things off the field after football and stuff. And it's like, that's what it's all about. But now, what it's all about, then you're just worrying about winning games and championships and stuff like that, and being able to produce. And that's how it's all created, though, through hard work and effort and love for each other as you're going through adversities and these successes on the field and stuff. So it's it's just, and I look at the game a little bit different now when I'm watching it on TV. I look at more like, I just don't focus on I actually look at the defense. I'm like, oh man, this guy's stacked over here in the slot. That means that, the nickel's going to blitz and stuff like that. I look at it a little bit different than other guys, or other people that watch the game, trying to, because being in there, that's where, when you're on the field, that's what you're doing, right? You're looking at your side of the field for, your freaking linebacker, your outside linebacker, to your freaking safety, to the, whatever stacked and how it's taking place. And, so it's, I still have that type of mentality when I watch games and stuff. I'm sure you guys do too. You know what I mean? So
right, yeah. Once you learn it and everything, you can't unsee it. It's like what's going on out there. It's like you like completely understand. It's like a different language out there. And you spoke in the locker room. Like I want to ask you a question. Like you went through the struggles of Tampa Bay, right? At the beginning when you first went to Tampa, y'all was struggling when you first got into the league.
Well, in '96. That was Dungy's first year.
Okay.
So I was his first draft class. And, he's taken over a program that has struggled since '79, right? I mean, they have not been in the playoffs, haven't had a winning season since that time. So you're talking how many years? 17, 18 years there, right? And so, he just came in and molded everybody. He molded all of us. And that's that's what he did. I mean, he molded us before he worried about X's and O's. It was more of a, let's get this unity, get these young players, Saps, Brooke, Lynch, Barber was behind me, you know what I mean? And then he was 97, I was 96. And, you had the other guys too that, but he taught us young, man, just, how to be a role player, how to be like, worry about your job. You know what I mean? Worry about your job and concentrate on your job and stuff like that. Don't be bigger than the game and don't be bigger than the locker room and stuff like that. And, he taught us how to be in a community, right? To love our community and to be in a community. And right now, I mean, there's probably 7, 8 of us that are around here that live in Tampa that have, foundations, charitable foundations now. And we're all helping each other and we're all giving back. And, obviously your faith and family and everything. And it was just that molding process that helped us. But we came in, we were, so if we finished 6-10, we won the last 6 out of 8 games. So we were 0-8. My first, we broke it down in quarters. I don't know how you guys do it. We broke it down in quarters. So we lost our first 2 quarters of the season, right? And then our last 2 quarters, we went 6-8 and stuff like that, and finished 6-10, right? And so you can see, everything just transpiring through all the word. I mean, like we'd go on bye weekends and stuff like that. You'd be like, all right, here we go, and we'd have the old projector. Right, we lock in the old projector with the freaking transparency thing on there, right? And they'd go onto the screen, right? And he'd be writing and stuff like that. And he'd show us USA Today articles like, this is what happened 2 weeks ago in somebody's bye week. All right, they stayed out to after 2 o'clock or 12 o'clock at night. Nothing happens good after 12, and this is what happened, and no guns and all that stuff. And he just taught us that, you know what I mean? And then we just molded with all those messages, right? With all those messages and stuff like that. And it just didn't happen then, though. But you could see it, just taking place, right? Taking place on, this is, we all felt like this is a special place, right? And it just started working, right? And he hated fighting on field. Like when we fought on the field, I heard Coach Dungy swear once. It was when a couple of offensive defensive linemen were on the field and they started fighting. He kicked us off the field and said the F word, and we're like, oh my God.
Not Dungy.
What's going on here, right? And it's like that. And I mean, if you wanted to spark him, you fight amongst our team, right? He didn't like that. and for good reasons, right? And but the thing is, though, we went 6-10, and then next year we went 97. We went to the playoffs. Um, we went at home against Detroit. We closed down our old sombrero, right where the orange and white was started,
Mm-hmm.
and then we went to Green Bay, lost a heartbreaker. I think lost by a field goal, missed field goal or something, and then the '98 Big Britches, Young Bucks. I think that everybody's projecting us to be in the NFC Championship game and do all of this stuff and all that and stuff. And we had to have Arizona. We went up to Cincinnati, beat Cincinnati, and we had to go up to and Arizona had a win or lose. I can't recall. And whatever happened in another scenario didn't work, and we didn't get the playoffs. So that was kind of like the revamp, right? All right. Oh, we're good, but we're not that good. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
We're good, but we're not good.
I always say the reason I brought that up is like our team's going through like some growing pains, being some young guys, a nucleus, and I just want to know, like, was there a moment that you felt like, all right, this is a team now. This is a team that we got the right pieces together and we can start, form that mold that you was talking about. Like, was it a key moment during the Tampa Bay area?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was even, in that '97. But I thought, like I said, going into late '96 and then going into '97, off season and stuff like that. I think we got something special here. We knew we had something special, and we were bonding together. And Dungy was a guy that's like, hey, nobody's gonna get bigger than the team type of thing, right? So, but it just seemed like in '98, things didn't click all the time and all that stuff. But it transpired in '99. We went to the NFC Championship game. So again, there was that kind of like that time in when we were seeing some success, in that late '96, and then going into the offseason in '97. Now, understand though, like when I was playing with Dungy and Gruden, we had, I don't know how many guys, I can't remember, 85 guys on the roster in the offseason, right? Mm-hmm. Well, all 85 guys were there, right? Wow. It wasn't like it is now where guys are just coming back for
voluntary
OTA days and mini camps and stuff like that, right? Yeah. And we were all there. Like it was like bam, and that was due to Dungy, and the time that we played too, right? There were some guys that were doing some of those performance centers and stuff like that, like they do now. That's all they do now, right?
Yeah.
And but it was, we were always there. We were on the field with each other. I mean, it was a 12-month situation when we were playing.
Yeah, Mike, it sounds like you're talking a lot about culture of the team and the the environment that you guys created that allowed you to not only win games but win a Super Bowl, which unfortunately Mike and I don't know what that feels like. We are ringless. We have dreams.
Right.
We dream about what it's like to win a Super Bowl, but our team, our Falcons, and some of our listeners and our fans, those who watch us on YouTube, they're probably wondering, how do you get a team like ours who there is not much hope for us because we spent $180 million, $100 million guaranteed on a Kirk Cousins that is not playing up to speed. We spent a top 10 draft pick on a QB that some say is injury prone and has had ACL after ACL after ACL. Then, big surprise, he gets a knee injury. And now we don't know if he'll be back beginning next season. And so we're like, do we need a quarterback? Do we need to figure out more receivers? We just have a lot of uncertainty and a lot of fans who've lost all hope. In fact, they're trying to figure out, I know you're friends with Raheem, but like, is it Raheem? Is it the coordinator? Is it our coaches? Is it the players? And there's a lot of questions that me and Mike get, and I got to go palms up because I'm not in that locker room, so I don't know. I don't, neither are you, but like, what is the solution for a team? I don't want you to help the enemy, but just off your multiple years playing ball at a high level, what does it take to fix a team like the Falcons, who seem to have lots of talent but just can't win?
Locker room. Mm-hmm. Locker room. Like, free agents couldn't come into the Bucs locker room and thinking that they were going to be the almighty. right? Oh, we get a big free agent and stuff like that come in, and I mean, we had Keyshawn Johnson come in, right? And it was a free agent. We had Simeon Rice, come in, and, as a free agent and stuff like that, and two strong personalities, right? Two strong, egos, very successful and stuff like that. But, it got dumbed down, right? Because it was like, hey, you know what? They worked their asses off. I mean, in practice. Keyshawn, people don't know this. Keyshawn, I mean, maybe people do, but Keyshawn Johnson never took off a playoff in practice, right? Even on a scout team. He ran a scout team, right? And stuff like that. But we just had guys that, we were just workers. We were just guys that were going to do anything we had to do on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to get ready for Sunday. You know what I mean? And we were going to do it, right? We banged, man. You guys know. I mean, we're back in the day. But we banged. Different. I mean, it was different. And we banged. And it was like, I mean, coaches were going crazy against each other. I mean, it was very competitive. It was very competitive, with Monty Kiffin as the helm of the defense. And you had John Gruden, basically, the helm of the offense. And then it was very competitive. I mean, we're going like week 12 and, we have scripts and coaches are yelling at each other and, players are getting in, you know what I mean? It's like, but we just love the game so much. And I think it started from the locker room though, right? It started in the locker room. It started with, Brooks was a great, I was a captain with Brooks. And I was very honored to be captain with Brooks and Rondé and Lynch and those guys. And we held our when we saw stuff falling apart, we pulled it together. You know what I mean? We pulled it together, and you can't have like a coach like saying, "Hey, something needs to change here." It needs to be from the top vets, the guys that have been there for a while, to say, "Hey, team meeting," or "Hey, I need to talk to you," or "I need to talk to you," or this or that. You know what I mean? It starts in the locker room. I mean, I think that's where it's got to be, man. Or a vet of some sort, or it doesn't have to be a vet, just a very good player or whatever, becoming a leader. Take someone and say, "Hey, you need help, man? Let's go, man. We need to change this." You know what I mean? And but it was the locker room that changed us, that changed everything and kept it on track for us for so many years. I don't know. It's it just I don't know if that's a good answer for you. But it's just
it's true.
It's true.
It's true because here's the thing, Mike and Mike. I just feel like, and maybe it's just me, it's really hard for a coach to absolutely ruin our chances of winning. I feel like coach can't affect a player dropping a ball. Coach can't affect, a muff punt. Coach is not throwing the interception. Coach is not going to jump off sides. Coach is not. And so when people say it's coaching, I do realize that some coaches are better than others, and the fans are calling for Raheem's head, and I get it.
But you're talking like, okay, coaches bring schemes, right?
Yeah.
They bring the schemes. They bring in, you know what I mean? And obviously they keep the glue together and stuff like that. But as you said, catching the ball, blocking, coming down block, not splitting a double team, you know what I mean? Securing the edge for my quarterback to get around, you know what I mean? I mean, come on, man, you got to do your job. I mean,
that's what it boils down to. Everybody's doing their job.
And the unfortunate thing is, it's like the money's so big that they can't get rid of these guys, right? I mean, like you guys have a backup quarterback making 160, right? And so like that. And again, though, we always had, and the best thing about it is we always had guys, right, that made nothing but loved to play the game and came out there and played. And it's like, where are the younger guys stepping up and stuff like that are making 10 times more than we ever made, right? 20 times more than we ever made and stuff like that. And that are still, bottom echelon of the salary cap, and show up just because you're not a high dollar guy. You know what I mean? Show up and let's go play the game. It's like, the best thing about us though, is like next guy up, you didn't know if you were going to get your job again. I mean, I never came off. I didn't want to come off the field. I didn't want to be here. I didn't know if somebody's going to come in and take my job, right, and start getting a little bit of something going on, and what I mean, they get a little success, and all of a sudden they're getting some reps and it's like that. So it messed with me a little bit. You know, me if I had if I was I had 2 MCL sprains in my day and stuff like that, and then I had my neck, but. For those 4 weeks I was out for my MCLs, or 3 weeks I was out, I was like, I need to get back, man. I need to train harder. I need to get, I need to get this knee going. I need to get back on the field. I don't need to be taking my job. I don't think these guys these days, because the money is so big, have that type of mentality, right? I don't think they have that type of mentality.
Yeah, they'll definitely sit out in a minute these days, like, and the coaches pushing them to sit out too. It's not on the players. It's the whole culture of the NFL these days. Like guys,
I know, but I get it. But at the end of the day, and I'm happy for them that they're making their money and stuff like that and whatever. But it's like the money is so great that a team can't not give him the reps on the field, right?
Right.
Can't give him the reps on the field. Right. So. It's like what are we gonna do here? You know what I mean? So
yin and yang.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Before we let you go, Mike, I want to fullback out. I'm gonna geek out a little bit because, like I mentioned, like you were one of the first jerseys I got when I got to Wake Forest, and I was a fullback. And I was watching your film. I'm NFL Blitz. That's the game where you were on the cover. Like I looked up to you, and not that you're old. I'm 45, and I don't know if you're 50, 55. You look great. Whatever you're doing, you're still staying in shape. But you were a beast then. You're probably a beast now. What was your mentality? What was your mindset? Like when you were going out there just bullying people, running over people, shaking off 3, 4, 5 guys. Like what was your pregame ritual? What were you thinking before plays? Take us inside the mind of one of the greatest fullbacks to play the game, because whatever it was, I was trying to figure out what you was doing and try to mimic it on the field. I had a decent career. I wasn't a Super Bowl winner, but a couple all pros. But what was Michael Alstott doing and thinking?
Like just when it comes to off-season workouts and stuff like that, it was like a very OCD type of thing. Like I was like, I couldn't skip workout. I couldn't skip a rep. I couldn't I had to do more. It was always more and more and more and stuff like that, and I was always on the field doing agility or in the weight room doing something. That was kind of like the mindset. Even now, it's like, if I miss a workout today, I get furious at myself, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. And, but it's like, or if I eat something bad and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Or, get off my diet and stuff like that. But it's like, but when I was on the field, I just trusted my instincts for my preparation. You know what I mean? I don't know. It was just like, hey, you know what? And my mindset was like, because opportunity, so I had this quote was basically, when preparation, mindset, and heart collide with opportunity, moments are seized and lives change, right? And stuff like that, right? And it's like, those mindset, my heart was always in it, no question about it, preparation there. And, it was just keep my mind there, right? And not getting frustrated at different situations, right? And keeping your mind in there. And always trusted that in the fact that stuff was going to take place in my game. I when it came to the physical aspects, and when it came to after the ball, I don't know. It was just a situation. There's you guys both know. You don't think about it. You don't. It's just, man. You just like you react and go, right. And as a running back, we always had the slogan, slow to go, right? You're gonna slow, right? Get the handoff or do your thing, read it and then hit it, and then let instincts take place. But it's the preparation of the instincts, though. Like I knew, like I was telling you, like how I watch the field now, watching a game is how we watch the field. And you guys both done it, right? You watch the field, pre-snap read, right, and stuff like that. And then you're like, all right, I know the answer. Let's go, right? And it was like, but I always knew the answer before too because I watched so much film and the preparation. I don't know, and that's the thing I would strongly urge. Young people, young football players, or just people in sports, or even in the NFL. It's like, man, have the answers before you get on the field, right?
Absolutely.
When you get on the field, it's just your instincts take place, right? And you do your thing, right? But I was always like, pad level is a big thing for me. You know what I mean? Getting down low and being able to, not absorb the hit to get the hit and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I watch a lot of things. A lot of guys now. I'm like, ooh, man, he just got ooh. Like, I mean,
Mike, I'm sorry.
Why are you running so high? Why are you running?
Mike, the guys now, and I don't want to be that guy. Me and Michael Turner talk about all the time. I was like, they used to call us soft when we played, the older guys. Like Jesse Tuggles would come into the thing like, man, you guys, what, only 2 a days? We had 3 a days. Wait, y'all don't hit every day of the week? Oh, y'all soft. And so now I'm like, I'm not going to be that guy who's hating on young guys. But now I look at them, they don't hit the way that we hit. The physicality is not there. The fullbacks, and I love the fullbacks. I am a fullback. You're a fullback.
Yeah.
They're not popping the way that we used to hit. They're not removing people and getting them off their feet. They're just like this powder puff and this angle block and this cut block. And I'm like, what is this?
They're wall blocking.
Yeah, wall blocking.
They're wall blocking, right? They're wall blocking. They're just keeping them on one side and they're being the wall, right? And doing whatever, right? And not sustaining and driving, right? And but yeah, no, we can have another podcast for that one.
Yeah. we and actually that's one thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call you back because I know you're good friends with Lorenzo Neal, and I met Moose Johnson and Max Strong, and some of the great fullbacks.
That's what we need to do. We need to plan a podcast with you and stuff like that.
There needs to be an all fullback podcast.
With all those guys and stuff like that. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because here's the thing, Mike. There is not a true fullback, I believe, that's been put in the Hall of Fame yet. No. You're a great candidate. Lorenzo's a great candidate. They have punters and kickers in the Hall of Fame, but not a true fullback. They have guys who were called fullbacks, but they're tailbacks. They're running the ball everywhere. You, even though you were a great tailback, you can be considered a true fullback. There should be respect for the position of fullback. And, there should be.
That's why I was blessed, because when I wasn't like, carrying the ball or getting the opportunity, I was a situational guy unless I got hot. You know what I mean? I was a situational guy, short yardage, 4-minute drill, goal line, and stuff like that. But if I was getting hot and stuff like that, I'd get 15 carries in that game, right, and stuff like that, right? And, those games you can count on both hands how many times I've done that. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Is where you really got hot and done that. But the beauty that I didn't come off the field unless we went to straight passing game and we were down by 2+ touchdowns, right? And we had to go all passing unless we needed max protection in there because our defensive ends were getting killed, you know what I mean? Or our tackles by the defensive ends and stuff like that were helping chip and stuff like that, right? And do stuff like that. But it was I got to go from fullback to tailback, even a little bit of in the slot, a little bit, wing and stuff, and move across and do some different things. And it was just it was a great time to play. It was a great era, and it was I don't know how it would end up now if I was playing in the league today. So I don't know how it'd be. So, but anyway, can't go back in time. Just got
right.
But I appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Thanks. Score the game. You got a prediction on the game?
Yeah.
No, I know it's going to be tight. I'm going to say 24-17 Bucks.
So, okay.
Yeah.
And I can't argue. Mike Turner can't argue.
We're supposed to get, like you guys, though, but I'm telling you, boy, Robinson, I mean, if he's been watching film, obviously he's been watching film and stuff like that, but he's licking his chops for this game because of what they've seen, what the Bucs have put on tape, the last how many games now with the running attack, right? And Kirk Cousins isn't getting it done. It's going to be a Robinson show, right? And but I think we're going to get our. I'm not sure. There's a lot of talk out there that Evans is coming back, and so. But again, how effective is he in game shape? That's huge, right? For especially a vertical guy, right? Right. So, game shape but if we can get him back and our other two guys are on the field together, I mean, it'll help a lot because they have to honor no matter what. They have to honor. You guys have to honor Mike Evans going vertical. It's got to take a safety out there and have an eye. That's one of those safeties you have to have an eye on Evans. You know what I mean? So, but and we got Bucky back. And he's starting to get his legs again and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's all predicated on your offense with Robinson and our defense. I think that's what it's going to come down to. So I don't know. What's your opinion?
Yeah, it came down to the field goal. It came down to a field goal week 1, but I think we're two different teams going in two different directions right now. I think y'all playing for more than what we're playing for. I guess we playing for jobs. Y'all playing to get in the playoffs.
You're playing for freaking. I get it. You're playing for jobs, but I know Raheem, right? And there's a lot playing for the job. It's like next year right now, and it's like let's see what you got.
Respect.
Going in, 4-week season on these guys, to see if you're even going to have a job here at the Falcons. You know what I mean? Right? Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like how it goes a little bit. So,
yeah. Welcome back to Bleav in Falcons. Sorry for those listening and those watching for the kind of craziness that just occurred. My laptop doesn't like me, nor does my Wi-Fi. My laptop died. And it had more than enough. It had 20%. Didn't need to grab my charger. Then it went from 20 to 2 to 0. And then I got my laptop back on, and my Wi-Fi was like, nope, we're not playing with you today. And so I had to move from my house to my clubhouse to get Wi-Fi just to wrap this thing up, Mike, because we had one of the greatest fullbacks ever play with us, Mike Alstott, and I'm frankly embarrassed as someone who had been waiting to get him on this podcast that all this happened with him there, but he gets it. Much like the Falcons season, I'll take responsibility. I'll leave you out of this. Mike's fine. Ovie is doing. We're all over the place, much like the Falcons season. But the good thing is that I feel like we got a lot of great stuff from Mr. Alstott sharing about his time in the league, the role of a fullback, the importance of mindset and physicality. And even though he's friends with Raheem, understanding that locker room has to change their culture in order to finish the season off strong. And I liked how he said that they're playing for more than just jobs. That they're playing for pride, and they're playing for the names on the fronts and the backs. So I'm hoping that kind of gets our team fired up to go out and spoil somebody else's season.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say we're gonna lay down, but it's like it's a little something different when you when your season's already when you're eliminated versus we got to beat these boys. We got to win divisions. We got to bounce. They got to bounce back. They got their issues. They got to bounce back from their loss last week, and so it's like two different teams striving for just two different things. So, but I think it's going to be a divisional game. So it's always going to be tough, and hope we show up. Hope we do something special, man. Get out of a big win on Thursday night.
Yeah, we have nothing else to watch on TV.
Right.
We've typically done good on prime time, except for that one time. But Monday night, Sunday night, we've had some big wins. Bills, Vikings. That was so long ago. It was so long ago. But it shows that we can play our best when the lights are the brightest. Hopefully, bring that back around. But thanks again for you guys checking with us, staying with us, supporting us despite a season that is not going how we expected it to. Mike, remember back in the days when we were saying we're going to the playoffs and dark horse and 7 in a row and just gonna get the whole city
that's like remember we were 6-3. What we were earlier this year? Were we like 2-2 earlier this year? And we was all on ESPN because we beat the Bills and all that stuff. And,
we were like the next big thing. There was a time in the season where we were supposed to be like just on that path to winning the NFC South and Bijan and Drake and the defense, and it's done. It's over. That's 1, 2, 3 Cancun. And speaking of Cancun, let's get out of here so we can wrap this up. Mike, thanks for hopping on. Thanks for watching. Y'all subscribe and show some love.
Shout out to Mike Alstott too. I get my love. I watched him growing up too. Ovie, you weren't the only one watching football.
Man, I mean, it's different as a fullback. It's different, man. It's like you get like Emmitt Smith or freaking, one of these like gigantic Barry Sanders gets on here. It's like you watch Barry Sanders.
Everybody know Mike Alstott. That's a name.
He's that guy. Yeah. Shout out to Mike Alstott. We'll have him back again. And Lorenzo Neal, some other great fullbacks to talk some real football. So. Good stuff. All right, y'all.